The message arrived at the worst possible moment. Olivia's text read, "Hey, just giving you a heads up. I've already informed everyone that we're taking a break from our relationship." I was standing in front of potential clients at a critical work conference when my phone vibrated. It was Thursday afternoon, precisely 2:17 p.m., and I couldn't check it immediately. I was in the middle of delivering the most important pitch of my career. When the conference finally broke at 3:30 p.m., I pulled out my phone and read the message from my girlfriend of 2 years. The text continued, "I didn't want you to feel blindsided if people start asking questions. LOL. We can discuss everything when you return on Sunday. Rebecca's wedding is happening on Saturday anyway, so I'll be swamped with preparations." I read those words 3 times, trying to process what had just happened. Olivia had unilaterally decided to tell everyone in her life that we were taking a break. She'd already done it, past tense, completed action. Meanwhile, I was 900 miles away, delivering a presentation that could determine my entire fourth quarter earnings. She hadn't asked, "Do you think we should consider taking a break?" She hadn't suggested, "Can we talk about taking some time apart?" She had simply informed me that the announcement had already been broadcast to her entire social circle, and oh, by the way, her sister's wedding was happening in 9 days. I typed back a simple response. "Thanks for letting me know." Then I walked to the hotel bar and ordered a whiskey. 2 hours passed as I sat there, nursing my second drink, thinking about everything. We'd been together for 2 years, and she'd been living in my apartment for 14 months. The move-in had happened gradually, almost imperceptibly. First a drawer, then a closet, then half the bathroom. We split the utility bills and grocery expenses evenly, but the lease had always been exclusively in my name. She'd never signed anything official. Looking back now, I realized she'd been acting strangely for weeks. She spent more time with her friends, constantly checking her phone, snapping at me over insignificant things. Her sister's wedding was clearly a major event in her life. She'd been chosen as the maid of honor, and apparently, she wanted everyone at that wedding to believe we were on a break. The implications of that desire hit me like a freight train. I pulled out my laptop right there at the bar and logged into Facebook. Without ceremony or announcement, I changed my relationship status from "in a relationship" to "single." I didn't make any post explaining the change. I didn't announce anything publicly. I just altered the status and let the algorithm notify whoever it wanted to notify. Then I did something I probably should have done months earlier. I searched online for information about tenant rights and guest privileges. What I discovered was enlightening. According to everything I read, if someone isn't listed on the lease, isn't paying rent directly to the landlord, and never signed any kind of rental agreement, they're classified as a guest rather than a tenant. And property owners can ask guests to leave their premises whenever they choose. The next morning, Friday, I called my landlord, Mr. Henderson. "Quick question," I said, keeping my tone casual. "My girlfriend has been staying with me for a while, but she's not on the lease. If we were to break up, what would be the proper procedure for having her move out?" Mr. Henderson's response was straightforward. "Is she paying rent directly to me? Does her name appear on any official paperwork?" "No," I explained. "We split the utilities, but everything goes through my account. All the bills are in my name." "Then she's a guest, not a tenant," he said definitively. "If you want her to leave, you tell her to leave. If she refuses, that becomes trespassing. You might want to send an email or text message as documentation, just to cover yourself legally, but you're within your rights." "Thanks," I said. That's exactly what I needed to know. I finished the conference presentations on Friday afternoon and caught an early flight back on Saturday morning. When I arrived at the apartment, Olivia wasn't there. She was presumably handling last-minute wedding preparations. I looked around the space and made a decision. I started packing her belongings. 4 hours. That's how long it took to box up 2 years of gradual accumulation. Her clothes filled 6 boxes. Her shoes required another 2. That ridiculous collection of decorative pillows she'd purchased, the ones that made the couch practically unusable for actual sitting, went into their own boxes. Her expensive hair products, which cost more than my entire grooming routine combined, were carefully packed. The candles, so many scented candles, all went into boxes. I stacked everything neatly in the living room, organized and ready for transport. Then I called a locksmith. By 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, for the price of $190, I had completely new locks installed on my apartment door. I sat down on my couch, which I could finally use without removing 17 pillows first, and waited. Olivia returned home at 8:43 p.m. I heard her key scraping in the lock, the confused scratching sound as it refused to turn, and then the pounding on the door. Marcus. Hey, something's wrong with my key. It won't work for some reason. I stood up, walked to the door, and opened it with the chain still attached. Through the gap, I could see her confused expression. Oh, thank God, she said, relief flooding her voice. I thought something was broken. My key just won't turn. I changed the locks, I stated simply. She blinked several times, then smiled as if I'd made some kind of joke. What? Why would you change the locks? You told everyone we're taking a break, I explained calmly. I'm making that break permanent. We're done. The smile vanished from her face instantly. What are you talking about? We're not breaking up. I said we were taking a break, not ending the relationship. You made that decision without consulting me, I replied. Now I'm making a decision without consulting you. We're broken up. Finished. Your belongings are packed and waiting inside. You can take them now, or I can deliver them to your parents' house tomorrow morning. Her face turned red with anger and confusion. You can't just decide that. That's not how relationships work. You don't get to unilaterally end things. You announced a break to your entire social network without discussing it with me first, I pointed out. I'm announcing a breakup without discussing it with you. That seems perfectly fair and consistent. This is absolutely insane, she said, her voice rising. Let me inside so we can talk about this like rational adults. There's nothing to discuss, I said firmly. Your things are boxed up. You can collect them now, or I can arrange delivery tomorrow. My things? I live here, Marcus. This is my home. No, I corrected. You stayed here as a guest. You're not on the lease. You never signed any paperwork. Legally, you're a guest who's now being asked to leave. Her mouth opened and closed several times. You can't kick me out. I have tenant rights. I've been paying bills here for over a year. Actually, I can, I said. I spoke with Mr. Henderson, my landlord. Since you're not on the lease and never signed anything, you're classified as a guest, not a tenant. And I'm asking you to leave. She stared at me in genuine shock, speechless for approximately 5 seconds. Then the arguments began pouring out. This is because I said we should take a break. Are you seriously this petty? Rebecca's wedding is in 8 days. I'm the maid of honor. I've been drowning in stress and wedding preparations. I needed some breathing room to decompress. And this is how you react. By telling everyone we broke up without even mentioning it to me first. That's rich, I said. You're upset that I made a relationship announcement without consulting you. I said break, Marcus. Not break up. There's a significant difference. There was a difference, I agreed. There isn't any more. Then she tried tears. Her voice softened, became pleading. Baby, please. I didn't mean it the way you're interpreting it. I've been completely overwhelmed with all the wedding planning and family drama. I just needed some temporary space to breathe and think clearly. Take all the space you need, I said. As a single person. Your belongings are right inside the door. I cannot believe you're throwing away 2 years together over something this trivial, she said, tears streaming down her face now. I'm not throwing it away over nothing, I corrected. I'm ending it because you made a major relationship decision without including me. That's not nothing. That's everything. Oh my God, you're being so incredibly dramatic about this. I closed the door and locked it. Both locks. I could hear her screaming outside, her voice muffled but clearly furious. Then another voice joined hers. Rebecca must have been waiting in the car outside. What's happening? Why are you out here? Rebecca's voice carried through the door. He's kicking me out, Olivia sobbed. He changed the locks. He's acting completely psychotic. What? Why would he do that? Because of the break. I told him we were taking a break to deal with stress, and he completely lost his mind. This argument continued outside my door for 15 minutes. Eventually, I heard them loading boxes into a vehicle. 3 trips back and forth, and then finally, silence. They'd left. My phone exploded immediately afterward. Messages flooded in from Olivia. We need to talk. You're completely overreacting. I said break, not break up. This is so unfair and cruel. You can't just throw me out like garbage. I'm coming back tomorrow and we're going to discuss this properly. You're being emotionally abusive. My therapist is definitely going to hear about this. I can't believe you changed the locks while I was helping my sister prepare for her wedding. I turned off my phone, ordered a pizza, and watched television on my couch without needing to move 40 decorative pillows first. It was the best Saturday night I'd experienced in months. Update 1: The family intervention. Sunday morning arrived, and I turned my phone back on. 38 messages were waiting. Olivia's mother, Patricia, had written, "What on earth is happening?" My daughter called me at midnight, absolutely hysterical, saying you threw her out on the street. Rebecca had texted, "This is really terrible timing. My wedding is in less than a week. Can you two please postpone this drama until after the ceremony?" Amanda, Olivia's best friend, had contributed, "Wow. Kicking her out because she needed some space. Real mature behavior, Marcus." Richard, Olivia's father, had sent, "Son, I think we need to sit down and have a serious conversation about this situation." There were approximately 20 more messages from Olivia herself, alternating wildly between apologetic and furious in tone. I replied only to Patricia. She announced to everyone that we were taking a break without discussing it with me beforehand. I made that break permanent. She's not on my lease. She collected all her belongings last night. Patricia responded quickly. That's not the story she told me. She said you kicked her out without any warning over a simple miscommunication. I screenshot the original text message and sent it to her. Here's the message where she informed me she'd already told everyone we were taking a break. She sent this while I was at a work conference, 900 miles away. No discussion beforehand. No consultation. Just an announcement that it was already done. Patricia wrote back, she was stressed about the wedding. You couldn't be understanding for 1 week. She could have discussed her stress with me instead of announcing a relationship break to everyone first, I replied. I didn't respond to any of the other messages. Around noon, someone knocked on my door. I checked through the peephole and saw Patricia standing there with Olivia beside her. I didn't open the door. I know you're in there, Marcus, Patricia called out. Open this door immediately. I remained silent. My daughter lives here, Patricia continued, her voice rising. You cannot just lock her out of her own home. Still silence from me. She's been paying bills here for over a year, Patricia argued. That makes her a legal tenant. What you're doing is illegal eviction. I actually laughed at that statement. Olivia had been sending me money through payment apps for utilities. No rental agreement, no lease, no tenant status. They stayed outside for approximately 10 minutes before finally giving up and leaving. At 2 p.m., I received another text from Olivia. I'm coming to collect the rest of my things at 4 o'clock. Be there. I checked the apartment carefully. She was right. I'd missed a few items. Her jewelry box was still sitting on the dresser. Her Northwestern University sweatshirt was in the laundry. Her vitamins were in the bathroom cabinet. Her hair straightener was in the bathroom drawer. I replied, fine. You have 15 minutes at 4 p.m. 15 minutes? That's not enough time to properly go through everything, she protested. Then come at 3:30. You still get 15 minutes. That's not fair. I need time to make sure I have everything. 3:30, 15 minutes. After that, everything remaining goes to donation centers. You cannot donate my property. That's theft. 3:30 or it goes to charity. Your choice. She arrived at precisely 3:28, accompanied by a full intervention squad, Amanda, Rebecca, and Patricia. I opened the door and they walked in like they owned the place. I stayed positioned by the door, my phone in hand, ready to call emergency services if the situation escalated. Can we please discuss this rationally and calmly? Patricia started, her tone attempting to be reasonable. Nothing to discuss, I said. She has 15 minutes to collect her remaining items. You are such a jerk, Amanda spat out. She made one mistake and you're punishing her like a child. 12 minutes now, I said, checking my watch. Olivia was in the bedroom, grabbing items quickly. She came back out, arms full. See? This is exactly what I mean. You missed stuff when you packed. What else did you pack incorrectly? What else is missing? That's everything remaining, I assured her. You have 9 minutes. Rebecca tried a different approach. Look, I understand you're upset with my sister. But my wedding is in 6 days. Can you two please just pause this drama until after the ceremony? Please, I'm begging you. Your sister announced our relationship was paused, I said. I made it permanent. That's not drama. That's a final decision. It's my wedding day, Rebecca said desperately. Can't you just pretend for one day? Just attend as friends. No, I won't be attending, I stated clearly. Her eyes widened in shock. What do you mean? You're in the wedding program. You're supposed to walk down the aisle with Jordan. No, I was Olivia's +1 who got volunteered to walk with a groomsman, I corrected. We're broken up now. I'm not attending weddings for someone else's family. This is my wedding day, Rebecca said, her voice breaking. You're going to ruin it. I'm not ruining anything, I replied calmly. I simply won't be there. You won't even notice my absence. Patricia jumped in. This is incredibly selfish after everything my daughter has done for you. Like what, specifically? I asked. She opened her mouth, then closed it. She supported you through. Through what, specifically? I pressed. Silence filled the room. Time's up, I announced. Everyone needs to leave now. Olivia grabbed her remaining items. At the door, she turned back, her eyes blazing. You're going to regret this decision. When you're alone and miserable, you'll finally realize what you gave up. Maybe, I acknowledged. But I won't spend my life wondering if my partner is making major life decisions without consulting me. That's worth the trade. They left. I locked the door with both locks and added the chain for good measure. That evening, Richard called me. We need to have a serious talk, son. I'm not your son, I replied. Right. Well, about what happened with Olivia. She told everyone we were on a break without asking me, I said. I made it a breakup. We're done. End of story. She was under tremendous stress with the wedding preparations, he argued. Can't you understand that? So her response to stress was to make a major relationship decision without me. That's exactly my point. I made one without her. Now we're even. You're being incredibly stubborn about this, he said. I'm being clear about boundaries, I corrected. She crossed a major one. We're finished. You're really willing to throw away 2 years together over this? I'm really willing to not be with someone who makes unilateral decisions about our relationship status, I confirmed. Yes. He tried arguing for another 5 minutes. I hung up. On Tuesday, I received a text from Rebecca. We need to figure out the wedding logistics. You're supposed to walk with Jordan. If you're not coming, I need to reorganize the entire processional order. Sorry for the inconvenience, I replied. I'm not attending. Do you have any concept of how much stress you're causing? I've already finalized seating charts. The programs are printed. The timeline is set. Everything is organized. Your sister told everyone we broke up, I replied. That means I don't attend family events. Simple logic. She said you were taking a break, not breaking up, Rebecca protested. She said that without asking me first, I pointed out. I upgraded it to a breakup. She can explain the situation to wedding guests. I hate you both, Rebecca responded. Wednesday evening, Olivia showed up alone this time. I saw her through the peephole and didn't open the door. I know you're in there, Marcus, she called. Please just talk to me for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I remained silent. Fine, she said after a long pause. You want to know the real reason I told everyone we were on a break? Cameron is coming to the wedding. You remember Cameron, my ex-boyfriend. Rebecca is still friends with him and his fiancée, Natalie. They're both attending, and I didn't want him thinking I was. I didn't want it to be weird and awkward. There it was. The truth. You wanted to appear single. I asked through the closed door. No, I just didn't want him thinking I was desperate, she said quickly. Like I moved on too fast or settled or something. So you wanted to appear single to your ex-boyfriend at your sister's wedding, I clarified. That's not, you're twisting my words. You literally just said you didn't want him thinking you were with someone because it would be awkward, I said. That only makes sense if you wanted him to think you were available. Silence. That's not. I love you, Marcus. I want to be with you. You wanted to see what Cameron thought, I said. If he showed any interest. If you made a mistake choosing me over him. That's not true, she protested weakly. Then why did you need to hide our relationship from him? I asked. More silence. Longer this time. I wanted to see him without the pressure of being in a relationship. Okay. Is that a crime? No, I said. But it means we're done. We're not done, she insisted. I get to have a say in that decision too. You decided when you announced a break without consulting me, I replied. I'm just following through on what you started. She stood there for a long time. I could see her shadow under the door. Finally, she spoke, her voice broken. His fiancée is beautiful and wealthy and he seems so happy with her. I needed to know if I made the right choice when I chose you over him. And I did. I chose correctly. I want you, Marcus. You wanted to see if he still wanted you first, I said. He doesn't. Now you want me back as your safe backup option. That's not, you're not. She left without finishing the sentence. 20 minutes later, a text arrived. Fine. Fine. You're right. I wanted to see if there was still something between us. But there's not. There's nothing. I love you. I want to be with you. Please, Marcus. You wanted to test the waters with him, I replied. It didn't work out. I'm not your backup plan. You're being so cruel. I'm being clear. We're done. I'll be at the wedding on Saturday. Alone. Everyone will ask about you. I'll be completely humiliated. You told them we were on a break, I reminded her. Tell them it became a breakup. I hate you, she wrote. Cool, I replied. Then I blocked her number. Update 2, the wedding disaster. Saturday was the wedding day. I know because social media exists and Rebecca's friends posted everything online. The venue looked absolutely beautiful in the photos. Rebecca looked gorgeous in her dress. The ceremony appeared perfect and flawless. And Olivia looked absolutely miserable in every single photograph. Red, puffy eyes. Forced, painful smiles. In one particular shot, she was clearly crying during the reception speeches. Sunday morning, I received a Facebook message request from someone I didn't know. Hey man, this is Cameron. I don't know if you remember me, but I dated Olivia a few years ago. We need to talk. I accepted the request. Yeah, I remember. What's going on? His response was immediate. Look, this is super awkward, but Olivia spent basically the entire wedding reception cornering me. She kept telling me you guys had broken up and she'd made a terrible mistake leaving me. My fiancée, Natalie, was standing right there. It was incredibly uncomfortable. We didn't break up, I clarified. She told everyone we were taking a break without asking me. I made it permanent. She wanted to appear single at the wedding. Yeah, that makes sense now, Cameron replied. She was touching my arm constantly, reminiscing about our old relationship, asking if I ever thought about what could have been. Dude, Rebecca had to physically pull her away twice. And then she cornered Natalie in the bathroom and told her she never really got over me and made a terrible mistake leaving me for you. She did what? I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Natalie came out crying. We almost left the wedding early. Rebecca apologized like 50 times. It was a complete disaster. I'm sorry you both had to deal with that, I said sincerely. That's not your fault. Thanks. But here's the thing. Olivia was telling everyone you guys were working through things and you were giving her space to think. She said you'd probably get back together soon. I thought you should know what she's saying. Thanks for the heads up, I replied. I appreciate it. No problem. Also, if she tries to contact me again, I'm blocking her immediately. Natalie is absolutely furious. Your ex is, a lot. Yeah, I agreed. I'm figuring that out. So Olivia had spent the entire wedding trying to break up someone's engagement while simultaneously telling everyone we were working things out. Incredible. Monday morning, Patricia called and left a voicemail. We need to discuss what happened at the wedding. My daughter had a complete breakdown because of you. She couldn't even enjoy her sister's special day. You knew Cameron would be there and you broke up with her right before just to hurt her. That's emotional abuse and manipulation. I think you owe her a serious apology. I deleted it without responding. Amanda texted me. Hope you're happy. Olivia completely fell apart at the wedding. She cried through the entire reception. Rebecca is furious at both of you for ruining her day. Interesting, I replied. Cameron, her ex-boyfriend, messaged me. He said Olivia spent the night throwing herself at him and told his fiancée she never got over him. His fiancée was crying in the bathroom. But sure, I ruined the wedding by not being there. That's not what happened, Amanda protested. Cameron's fiancée would probably disagree, I wrote back. I know Olivia told everyone we were working things out while simultaneously trying to break up someone's engagement. That's enough information for me. No response came. Tuesday afternoon, Olivia showed up at my apartment again. I'd installed a Ring doorbell on Monday morning for $99. Best investment ever. I watched her through the app as she knocked repeatedly. I know you're there, Marcus, she called out. Please, we need to talk about what happened. I didn't respond. The wedding was horrible, she continued, her voice breaking. Everyone kept asking about you. I had to explain we were on a break. Cameron was there with Natalie, and she's so pretty and perfect, and he looked so happy. I needed to know if I made the right choice 2 years ago. Still no response from me. And I did, she insisted. I made the right choice. You're the right choice, Marcus. Cameron is boring and shallow. Natalie is fake. They're not even right for each other. I want you. I want us back. Fascinating hearing her talk herself in circles. Please just open the door, she begged. I miss you. I miss us. I miss our apartment. Our apartment. Interesting slip of the tongue. She stayed for 30 minutes, left, then came back an hour later. This time Rebecca was with her. Look, Rebecca said, clearly exhausted. I don't care about your relationship drama at this point. But you two ruined my wedding. Olivia was sobbing all night. The photographer captured her crying in practically every photo. My mother-in-law kept asking what was wrong. Cameron's fiancée threatened to leave. It was a complete disaster. So thanks for that. They left after another round of arguments. That night, I received a text from Rebecca. The photographer wants $800 extra to Photoshop Olivia's red crying eyes out of all the photos. You're paying half. No, I replied simply. You ruined my wedding. I wasn't there, I pointed out. Your sister ruined it by harassing Cameron and his fiancée. That's not what happened. Cameron messaged me, I wrote. His fiancée was crying. Your sister told her she never got over Cameron. But sure, I'm the problem. Oh my God, you're such an asshole, she replied. I blocked her too. Wednesday, Olivia came back. The Ring doorbell caught everything. I'm not leaving until you talk to me, she announced, then sat down on my doorstep. For 2 hours, she stayed there, posting Instagram stories the whole time. Waiting for someone who doesn't appreciate what he has. Sometimes love means fighting, even when they push you away. Real relationships take work and effort. Around 9 p.m., I'd had enough. I called the non-emergency police line. "Hi, my ex-girlfriend is sitting outside my apartment refusing to leave. She's not being threatening, but she won't go, and I've asked her multiple times to leave." A police officer showed up 15 minutes later and knocked. "Ma'am, you need to leave the premises." "I'm just waiting for my boyfriend," Olivia said. "He called us," the officer explained. "He wants you to leave. This is his property." "I live here," she insisted. "Are you on the lease?" he asked. "No, but I stayed here for over a year. I have legal rights." "Not if you're not on the lease and he's asking you to leave," the officer said patiently. "You need to go now." "This is harassment," Olivia argued. "He's harassing me by calling the police." The officer glanced at my Ring doorbell camera, then back at her. "Ma'am, I can see from the camera footage that you've been sitting here for over 2 hours. He's asked you to leave. That's trespassing. You can leave voluntarily or I can make this official with charges." She left, but not before screaming, "This isn't over, Marcus. You can't just throw people away like garbage." Thursday, Patricia called again and left another voicemail. "The police. You actually called the police on my daughter. She was just trying to have a conversation with you. This is absolutely unacceptable behavior. She's filing a restraining order against you for harassment." I saved that voicemail. Might need it later. Friday afternoon, I got a notification from Facebook. I'd been tagged in a post. Olivia had written a long, emotional public post. "Sometimes you love someone with everything you have and they throw it away over nothing. I asked for space to deal with family stress and he interpreted that as permission to completely end our relationship, throw me out of our home, and refused to even speak to me. I spent my sister's wedding alone and heartbroken while he celebrated his freedom. To everyone asking where he was at the wedding, he abandoned me. Please respect my privacy during this difficult time." The comments were mixed. Some people supported her. Others asked questions. Then one comment from Natalie, Cameron's fiancée. "Interesting version of events. Very different from what actually happened at the wedding." Olivia deleted the entire post within an hour. I received a text from Amanda. "She's not doing well. She's talking about hurting herself. This is on you, Marcus." "If she's talking about self-harm," I replied, "call 911 or take her to a hospital. I'm not qualified to help with that situation, and I'm not responsible for her mental health." "Wow. Heartless," Amanda wrote back. "Professional," I corrected. "There are people trained for mental health crises. I'm not one of them." Saturday morning, I heard someone at my door. I checked the Ring footage. Olivia was standing there with a key in her hand. She'd somehow gotten an old key copied before I changed the locks. She'd kept it as a backup. She was trying desperately to make it work. It didn't work because I'd changed the locks twice now, but watching her attempt to break in was concerning. I called the non-emergency line again. "Hi, it's Marcus again. My ex-girlfriend is attempting to enter my apartment with a key I didn't give her. I've changed the locks, but she has an old key and is trying to use it. I have video footage." "We'll send someone immediately," the dispatcher said. The police officer arrived while she was still trying the key. "Ma'am, what are you doing?" "I'm going into my apartment," Olivia said. "This is your apartment?" the officer asked. "Yes, I live here." "Are you on the lease?" "No, but..." "Then it's not your apartment," the officer said firmly. Attempting to enter someone's residence without permission is breaking and entering. "I'm going to need to see some identification." Olivia started crying, then freaking out. The officer called for backup. They spent 30 minutes talking to her, ultimately warning her that if she came back, they would arrest her for trespassing. She left finally. An hour later, a text arrived from a number I didn't recognize. "I hope you're happy. The police threatened to arrest me. All because I wanted to talk to you. You tried to break into my apartment with an old key, I replied. That's illegal. Don't contact me again. I live there, she insisted. You don't. You never did. You were a guest who overstayed. Stop contacting me or I'm filing a restraining order. I blocked the new number. Final update, legal actions and moving forward. It's been a month since the wedding. Time to close this chapter because I'm done with this entire saga. The harassment continued for about a week after the break-in attempt. Different phone numbers kept texting me. Patricia called from Richard's phone. Olivia's cousin sent me a Facebook message calling me emotionally abusive. Then I received a certified letter from a lawyer. Olivia was suing me for illegal eviction and emotional distress. The demand included $12,000 for forced relocation costs, $3,500 for emotional distress and therapy costs, $2,800 for property I allegedly refused to return, there was no property, and a written public apology. I called my buddy who's a lawyer. I sent him photos of everything. He laughed for a full minute straight. This is the dumbest demand letter I've ever seen in my career, he said. She has absolutely no case. She wasn't on the lease. Didn't pay rent. Has no proof of tenancy. The emotional distress claim requires actual damages she can prove in court. And she's claiming you have property you demonstrably returned. Her lawyer is either completely incompetent or she lied to him about everything. What should I do? I asked. Nothing, he said. If she actually files a lawsuit, call me. But she won't. This is intimidation tactics. Also, you should probably file a restraining order after the break-in attempt. Really? I was surprised. Yeah, he said seriously. You have video footage of her trying to enter your place with an old key. Police reports from when she wouldn't leave. Multiple witnesses to harassment. You've got a solid case. I filed the restraining order paperwork on Monday. The hearing was scheduled for Thursday. Olivia showed up with Patricia and a different lawyer. The judge looked at all the evidence carefully. Ring doorbell footage of her refusing to leave for 2 hours. Video of her attempting to use an old key. Police reports from both incidents. Screenshots of dozens of texts after I'd explicitly asked her to stop contacting me. Ma'am, did you sit outside his residence for over 2 hours after being asked to leave? The judge asked. I was just trying to talk to him, Olivia said defensively. That's not what I asked, the judge said firmly. Did you sit there for 2 hours? Yes or no? Yes, she admitted. Did you attempt to enter his residence with a key after the locks were changed? The judge continued. It was my home, Olivia protested. Were you on the lease? The judge asked. No, but. Then it wasn't your home, the judge stated clearly. It was his residence that you were a guest in. Ma'am, you attempted to enter someone's home without permission after being explicitly told to stay away. That's criminal behavior. Olivia's lawyer tried to argue that I'd led her on and traumatized her by ending the relationship suddenly. The judge shut that down immediately. The end of a relationship does not give someone the right to harass, trespass, or attempt breaking and entering, the judge ruled. Restraining order granted. 1 year duration. No contact. No third-party contact. Stay 500 feet away at all times. Olivia started crying. This is insane. I didn't do anything wrong. Patricia started yelling at me in the hallway afterward. You're destroying her life. She can't even go to her favorite coffee shop anymore because it's near your apartment. You've taken everything from her. The bailiff had to escort them out of the building. Later that week, I got a call from Natalie, Cameron's fiancée. She'd somehow gotten my number. Hey, I just wanted to thank you, she said. Thank me for what? I was confused. For warning Cameron about Olivia, she explained. After the wedding, she kept trying to contact him. Sending messages through mutual friends. Showing up at his gym. It got bad enough that Cameron filed a restraining order too. But because you told him what was going on, he documented everything from the start. It made the process much easier. Cameron filed a restraining order too. I was surprised. Yeah. Got approved yesterday. Between yours and his, she's basically not allowed within a mile of half the city. Wow, was all I could say. Yeah. She's clearly not well. I hope she gets professional help. But thank you for the heads up. It really helped us handle the situation properly. No problem, I said. Sorry you had to deal with it at all. Last I heard through the grapevine, Olivia is back living with her parents. She lost her job after missing too much work, claiming mental health days that turned into weeks. Rebecca isn't speaking to her anymore. The wedding photos cost an extra $800 to edit, and Olivia refuses to help pay for it. Cameron and Natalie are getting married in 3 months, and Olivia is definitely not invited. Amanda, her best friend, has distanced herself after realizing how much of Olivia's story was lies. As for me, life is genuinely good. My apartment feels like mine again. Work is going extremely well. I closed that deal from the conference and got a nice bonus. I started dating someone new about 2 weeks ago. Met her at a friend's barbecue. Her name is Sophia. She's a physical therapist who owns her own practice. She has her own place. We're taking things slow and steady. On our second date, Sophia asked what happened with my ex. I told her the complete truth. Everything. She was quiet for a moment, then said, so she wanted to appear single to test the waters with her ex-boyfriend. And when he wasn't interested, she wanted you back as her safe backup option. Exactly, I confirmed. And you said no, she observed. Correct. Good, Sophia said firmly. That takes real spine. A lot of guys would have caved under that pressure. We're going out again this weekend. To everyone asking if I regret how I handled this situation, my answer is absolutely not. When someone makes major decisions about your relationship without including you, believe them the first time. When someone wants to test the waters with an ex while keeping you as their backup plan, let them drown. Olivia wanted to announce a break to appear single at her sister's wedding. I changed my Facebook relationship status to single that same day. The algorithm did its job. By the time the wedding happened, everyone knew we weren't together anymore. She spent the wedding trying to win back Cameron. He rejected her. She lost control, got 2 restraining orders filed against her, lost her job, lost her friends, all because she couldn't just have an honest conversation. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. My relationship status still says single. But I'm not worried about that. When the right person comes along, I'll know. And she'll be someone who makes decisions with me, not for me. Done.